Las Terrenas sits on the north coast of the Samana Peninsula, which, as you can see from the overhead, is a finger of land that juts out from the mainland in an east-west direction. It's that peninsula that creates such a diversity of day trips and natural attractions that seem to keep tourists and expats interested for extended stays. The first day trip is just over the mountain to the town of Samana. The peninsula creates a huge bay that is a favorite breeding ground of the huge humpback whales. In fact, I would guess that the North Atlantic humpback whale watching is probably the most favorite pastime of tourists in the Samana Peninsula. This humpback whale migration occurs from about January 15th to about March 20th each year, and it really is the only time of the year that I could really call it crowded with tourists. They say that at the peak there are up to 10,000 North Atlantic humpback whales in the Bay of Samana. Of course, during this time there are daily whale watching boating trips out in the bay, leaving from the town of Samana. During the season, the day trip out of Las Terrenas over to Samana would be the most popular by far. And if you are not up for the trip over the mountain, then you will probably also have the opportunity to see the occasional humpback whale passing by the beaches on the Las Terrenas side of the peninsula too. I would have to say that the next day trip out of Las Terrenas would be the national park called Parque National Los Atices. Just in this one park, you can find a huge variety of things to explore. First, if you are a bird lover, there are over 100 different species of birds that frequent this coastal marine park. Since it is a rather huge subtropical forest, you will also find mangroves and limestone caves to explore. It is a series of limestone ridges that were formed millions of years ago when the tectonic drift buckled the limestone shelf, pushing some of it above the sea level. One popular way to check out the park is on a kayak trip out of Samana. Next in the line of day trips out of Las Terrenas is to Playa Rincon. This 3-kilometer stretch of almost virgin beach sits on the end of the peninsula and is an interesting day away from everything. You can get there by boat or by car. The last time I was out there was by car in 2014, but I discovered something I didn't expect. Back then, I learned the hard way that the gas stations only go out so far on the peninsula. Farther than that, and you will be buying any gas you might need out of plastic jugs from little local huts along the side of the road, if they happen to have any today. I wasn't expecting that. Just remember to fill up before heading out to Playa Rincon. Along the way toward Playa Rincon, you will pass through Las Galeras, a small little town about 28 kilometers northwest of the town of Samana. Las Galeras has a small community of foreigners from France, Italy, and Germany. They generally run the small hotels, the restaurants, the bars, the shops, and the tour agencies in town. The local economy obviously centers around tourism, little agriculture, and some fishing. Las Galeras has some of the most beautiful beaches in the DR. La Playita, Playa Rincon, Playa Fronton, Playa Madame are all nearby. Las Galeras is also recognized as one of the best fishing spots on the Samana Peninsula, with sailfish, mai-mai, tarpon, yellowfin tuna, all just offshore. There's a nice selection of small hotels, apartment rental for long-term stays, and restaurants serving French, Italian, Caribbean, and Dominican specialties. The next popular attraction is the El Limon Waterfall. It's not the easiest spot to sightsee, and the best way to get there is by horseback. Count on a half-day journey by horseback, but the 165-foot waterfall tucked among the tropical forest and surrounding rugged mountains is quite the sight. And if waterfalls are not your thing, you might try the boat over to Cayo Levantado Island for a day of play in the sand. Be sure and check out Playa Fronton because it's known for some of the best snorkeling and diving in the Dominican Republic. A few other diversions you will find on the Samana Peninsula, including sailing, kayaking, four-wheeling, mountain biking, deep-sea fishing, scuba diving, hiking, caving, and even paragliding. Or check out the diving at Cabo Cabron and hiking to the lookout at El Punto. If you've ever dreamed about living in the Caribbean or owning a vacation home in the Caribbean, you must check out the North Coast and especially the area around Cabrera. It would be hard to beat the quality of life in this little village. Our Discovery Tour is set up to let you meet other expats and find out what they like and what they don't like about living in the Caribbean. You'll have a chance to check out the bargain ocean view real estate and get a taste for what expat life is all about. If you like these North Coast videos, please like, share, and subscribe so that you won't miss our next videos.